The first interstellar object, Oumuamua, which interacted with the first sign in 2017, wouldn't it be crazy if the second interstellar object interacted with the second sign, distress of nations with perplexity? Now, I knew the probability was low. Again, that window, the timing had to be just perfect, because once these objects enter the inner solar system where they're observable and they leave, it's short. It's a short period of time. So I looked into, because I didn't know anything about 2I Borisov, named after the man who discovered it. And as it turns out, the day it was making its closest approach to the Earth, December 28th, 2019, was just a couple of days away from the official announcement from China to the UN, we have a problem. There's a thing called coronavirus, and some of our people have it, and it's a new disease. That happened on December 31st. They made that official announcement to the United Nations. That's why it's COVID-19. It made COVID-19 by one day. Otherwise, it would be COVID-20. 2I Borisov shows up right at the beginning of that pandemic, which would later complete and fulfill the second sign, distress of nations with perplexity. Because in just a few weeks, that virus spread all over the globe. Every nation was impacted by it. It was stunning. And this map of infections being reported that particular week doesn't even begin to tell the story of how it changed our lives worldwide. In some cases, permanently has changed the way we do things. It's an amazing thing, an amazing year to live through. And 2I Borisov was there at the beginning and in the heavens above us for most of 2020, while that sign fulfilled itself. There was distress of nations with perplexity. Look at this quote by the Secretary General of the United Nations. We've never had a crisis like this. It was that unique. And once again, the second unique kind of astronomical body visited us at that time. It came from who knows where, light years away, but it hit that window, that tiny window, at the beginning of distress of nations, and was in the skies above us while it was being fulfilled. The most unusual, horrible year of all of our lives collectively. Distress of nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves were roaring. The idiom from the Old Testament. Yeah, you see where this is going, don't you? Interstellar object number 1 visits sign 1. Interstellar object 2, 2I Borisov, visits sign 2. They both showed up before their respective signs, and they stayed in our heavens until the fulfillment of those signs, and then both left. Right now, we have 3I Atlas. Look at the spacing. The spacing is Oumuamua in 2017. The next sign would be in 2 years and 3 months later would begin. And that's exactly when we started noticing 2I Borisov. It has been 6 years since that. We haven't had any other interstellar objects identified since 2I Borisov until this year with 3I Atlas. Is it here to pay witness to the third sign? People fainting with fear and foreboding as they see what is coming on the earth. The King James and some other translations say men's hearts failing as they see what is coming on the world. What they see coming on the world is going to be Satan and his angels being cast down. They're going to see stars falling from heaven. That's Satan and his angels at the conclusion of war in heaven. Just before, then they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds with great power and glory. So look, here's what it looks like to me. You may not think so. You may have a different take on this, but here's what it looks like to me. If these two connections were divine appointments, then this almost has to be as well, or it's almost unfair. If, however, this third interstellar object of all time comes and goes with no third sign connection, then these two connections were also just meaningless coincidences. And the problem with that is they just don't look like coincidences